Joker, I struggle. I mean, there's great villains throughout the years. We've talked a lot about them, in a lot of great movies, a lot of great shows. But man, Joker just as a whole, you can't argue that.
Joker is not concerned. Hey, y'all know that I escape, but try to get me if you want to, because I got all these contraptions set up to really kill you.
Also, special shout out to my boy Batman. What's up? Dude, I literally have that as a note. I was like, dude, that is the guy. At first, I thought there's a lot of just bald dudes.
Yeah.
Kind of look like that, but it's definitely that guy.
Happened in the 90s.
Joker is my favorite villain of all time. In this episode, we're going to cover, he's going to show people why. Even if he's not everyone's favorite, I feel like he's got to be up there if you follow this kind of thing. Good guy, bad guy.
I don't think you can find a better villain. He's perfect. It's the yin to the yang.
Perfect.
And the personality and like every one that we've seen. The goofy one in the Adam West show. This Mark Hamill one, which found a crazy thing. And I'm sure I did know this at one point, but they were going to have Tim Curry be the voice.
Right.
Of the Joker, which I would have loved to seen that. They didn't like it, which is kind of crazy to think, but hey, I mean, I think they made the right call, you know.
The guy they picked, man, he did it up. Even the later reincarnations, man, of course, the Heath Ledger, my favorite, Jack Nicholson, and then even the one with Joaquin, man, like,
yeah.
They're different, and that's another cool thing about it, man. Like, there's different versions of them. They're all prolific in their own way.
The character is that strong. I mean, Batman goes hand in hand. I don't like Joker without Batman, but they, exactly. That's the story. They need each other. But you're right. Like, it is funny that, they've made different superhero movies and characters have been played by multiple people and whatnot, but every Joker, even the Jared Leto one that we got in that Suicide Squad movie, people hate on that, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was fun, and I think it's the strength of the character. It's like if somebody can act at all and has somewhat of any creativity as far as an actor goes, like that's something where you can really just like shoot for the fences. Which is why Jack Nicholson is the best one, because his is like the most comic book, over the top, entertaining, just like from wall to wall. It's the best.
His was gangster. Even though these guys hated each other, Bret Hart really needed Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels really needed Bret Hart because that added to their legend. Joker needs Batman. Batman needs Joker. And watching it now, I get both sides. Like, Batman, you want to save the day. You want to fight crime. I get that. You want to do good in the world. Joker's like, man, F all that. I want to wreck all this shit. You love Gotham? Tear that shit down. And I'm going to do it in a comical way. I had a rough upbringing. A lot of bullshit has happened to me. So feel my wrath. But mainly you, Batman. Eat the rich.
And I do like also that he has the drop on Batman, right? Like somebody will get the drop on him. He won't allow Batman to get hurt. He's just like, it's a game to him. That's his best buddy, even though they hate each other. He needs to have him to exist. Like, I think they did that in the comics where some, like, just jabron killed Batman randomly, and it drove Joker to insanity to the point where he reversed and became a normal dude because he couldn't handle it. He became like a car salesman or some shit.
What am I now? Like, what purpose do I serve?
And he didn't even have the satisfaction of actually doing the thing that, was ultimately, I think, what he wanted to do. But yeah, man, Joker, I struggle. I mean, there's great villains throughout the years. We've talked a lot about them, in a lot of great movies, a lot of great shows. But man, Joker just as a whole, you can't argue that. We'll get on a debate team. We can argue that one, Steve.
My second would have to be Shredder.
Yeah. That's a good point, but still, I mean, Shredder's good, but I feel the stakes are a little bit higher with the Batman Joker thing. Yeah. Shredder's trying to like destroy shit. Joker's trying to literally kill people just to like get Batman to like show up. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he's a lot more gangster than Shredder. Shredder is just a badass ninja with a badass suit. I think Magneto is like my second. his like backstory and stuff with like the Holocaust, and I don't know, I just like his powers. He's like an anti-hero. Sometimes he is good, sometimes he's not, and he's almost like a Hannibal Lecter type person. He's like super intelligent but super dangerous too.
Yeah, I got to retract that now. I forgot all about Magneto. How dare I?
It's tough, man. Like, because I'm thinking also like movie villains and shit too. A solid percentage of people are gonna put Joker at the top, and I'm one of those people. So
Movie wise, I feel like Robert Patrick in T2 would have to be up there too.
absolutely. I mean, Hannibal Lecter, you got to put him up there. He's a guy who eats people and is just really cool. There are a lot, but hell yeah, dude. And shout out to Mark Hamill for being one of the greatest good guys of all time and then being the voice of one of the greatest bad guys of all time. That's a pretty cool range to have.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things.
This is Steve G and Mad G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your 12 play posters and your 12 monkey tapes. Because this, I tell you, brother, you can't have one without the other. Happened in the 90s, happened in the 90s.
Peg, you can show up though.
Today, my friend, we're talking all things November 13th in the 90s. Let's rock. Starting off in 1992, Bram Stoker's Dracula premieres. Centuries-old vampire Count Dracula comes to England to seduce his barrister Jonathan Harker's fiancée, Mina Murray, and wreak havoc in the foreign land. Directed by Francis Ford Coppola, starring Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, and Keanu Reeves. Whoa.
I want some bangers and mash. One of the greatest accents of all time. Shout out Keanu Reeves for giving it a shot. I got a lot of apologies to make on this movie, Steve. I've been shit talking it. Still hate Dracula. I still think vampires. I don't dig it. But as I said in our text, apologies Bram Stoker, apologies Francis Ford Coppola, because this is the ultimate Dracula movie. And it's the last of its kind in that no computer graphics at all. This is all practical in-camera effects that they did. All of it.
Francis Ford don't F around. This is different. What I liked about it, man, it takes us from the stereotypical wearing a cape with the widow's peak with the little Eddie Munster, and he's got fangs and a pale face, and I just want to suck your blood. Like, no, Gary Oldman, this character, they went deeper with it. I don't care for these period pieces too much either, unless it's somebody killing a slave master or some shit. But like this one, though, man, this is probably my favorite rendition of Dracula.
Yeah, for sure. The practical effects are crazy. The look of it's crazy. There's still all the weird, like, sexual component to vampires where they're all, like, smelling each other and they're very, like, sexual talking. But this is a love story. They show you this guy who had the love of his life. He fought this unwinnable war, came back, and this lady had killed herself. It was kind of like a Romeo and Juliet thing. She thought the guy was dead. She killed herself. He gets back and basically like puts a curse on God and becomes Dracula, which that scene in and of itself and like the look that they give Gary Oldman in that armor.
Yeah.
That armor looks badass. And all the costumes do. I think they won an Oscar for the costumes in this. I think it's like famously pretty dramatic. Honestly, this is another one of the movies where like the backstory or like the background and what happened behind the scenes is almost as interesting as the movie. Francis Ford Coppola, this movie got like insanely expensive to make, so he was like footing the bill for it and had to like mortgage his houses to like finish this movie. The wardrobe, especially for Gary Oldman, I guess he had like a lot of. This was not a fun movie to film for him because the costumes were all like 60 pounds and like he had to wear crazy shit and stuff. But Francis Ford Coppola, not my favorite director. He's a legend. He's in the Hall of Fame. Everyone loves him. But I think in this movie, he refused to give in to anybody. Like, he's like, this is what I want to do. They filmed all these crazy scenes. There's like giant bats. Like, he turns into a giant bat at one point. So that's a practical thing. He refused to give in to any sort of like thing that wasn't to his standards. So I think it shows, man. A brilliant director made a Dracula movie that was exactly what he wanted to do. And, you know, it's got Keanu trying to pull off a crazy accent, but Keanu's playing like an innocent dude. He's not a rude, but he's just like an innocent. I read that like Francis Ford Coppola was just like, I like it.
Also in 1992, Batman is airing season 1, episode 38, Christmas with the Joker. The Joker kidnaps 3 prominent citizens during Christmas and challenges Batman to find them before midnight.
Great episode of the show. At one point, they were actually playing this every year on Christmas
on Fox.
But this is just another great Batman the Animated Series episode. What a great Christmas one. It starts off, it's like Christmas at Arkham. Everybody's singing Christmas carols, which is hilarious. A bunch of psychos. And then Joker, being the brilliant villain he is, he's setting up the star on the Christmas tree. Turns out that tree's a rocket ship, Steven. He just escapes.
Yeah, brilliant, man. The evil genius. Batman and Robin, I guess the word came through the grapevine. Maybe he's just in tune being a superhero. They already heard about Joker escaping.
Yeah, Batman's kind of just like a bummer in the holidays anyway. I get it. There's not a lot of people to celebrate with Bruce Wayne's family other than his butler and Robin, who's annoying as shit. But you're seeing the Christmas spirit in Gotham, Steve. Gotham's full of love tonight, except the Joker.
And they're worried. Well, at least Batman's worried. Robin assures him, like, look, man, it's Christmas. He's not even going to be out in the streets. He's going to be with his people. And then Batman lets him know, like, he doesn't even have a family. If we go out and Gotham is quiet and there's no sign of Joker, we can come back and celebrate Christmas and watch It's a Wonderful Life and, maybe jerk each other off.
Remember that one night, Bruce? But as they're watching like TV, because they're like in a living room, this is Batman out of suits, Steve. This is Bruce and Tim. This is Bruce and Tim guy just hanging out, having a little cocktail. But the TV is not working. Tim's like, what the fuck's going on here? And then all of a sudden we realize that Joker, again, this guy was in jail, Steve. So like he's doing all this just like randomly. He's taking control of every TV station signal in the Gotham tri-state area.
He's snitching on himself, basically. Like, what makes it so cool is like Joker is not concerned. Hey, y'all know that I escape, but try to get me if you want to, because I got all these contraptions set up to really kill you.
Also, special shout out to my boy Batman. What's up? Joker gang. So he says something, he's like kind of threatening the city, telling everybody they're fucked. And then we go to the streets and Joker again, man. Like Batman has a lot of wonderful toys, but Joker's not lacking because we see like a tank with a Santa robot on top coming out in the streets. And it sets off a firework in the sky, Joker shaped. Get this guy a marketing budget with a Fortune 500 company, Steve. This guy's great.
Greatest of all time. It shows off the title. Not only do we get a Joker image in the sky, this sets off the title, Christmas with Joker. We cut back to his show and like there's applause, there's laughter, but they cut to the audience and they're a bunch of cardboard cutouts.
But they're very detailed, Steve. Like you can tell Batman and Robin are there. I think I see a Commissioner Gordon cutout. It's very well done. And again, this guy was in jail not 20 minutes ago. So he's really pulling all the stops out.
Yeah, he wastes no time. And speaking of Gordon, he's got the Lawful family all tied up. There's Daddy Lawful, there's Mommy Lawful, then there's Baby Lawful.
But I think Baby Lawful is like one of the detectives that was on he's one of the cops. But yeah, they're all tied up in bows. They have candy canes in their mouth. It's very Christmas. It's a Christmas kidnapping, Steve.
Lollipops in their mouth and butter in their ass.
Candy canes in their ass. So now we're in the Batcave. Batman, I always love the Bat computer in this. It's got all these crazy buttons on it. They all light up. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how you control this thing, but he's tracking the Joker's broadcast signal. And it just seems, honestly, Steve, if I'm being 100% honest, it just seems a little too easy to me.
For Joker or for Batman?
Joker's just, he's pretty out with it. He's got his dick in his hand. He's just sitting there like, come get it. You know? Batman usually has to go through a couple more hoops, but he's got this cool Bat computer, Steve. So shout out to that.
And a lot of dollars at his disposal. Joker, he's pulling out a full telethon of a show, man. He even has hand puppets Really talented dude. He's got a replica of Gotham because he just loves blowing up bridges.
And they blow the actual one, and it's just in time, Steve. It's right on time for that 11:30 train. Dude, again, man, this guy is a party starter, dude. I want to get into that Joker gang, man. This one, not the one in the movie where you're getting shot.
One of his henchmen.
Just one of those guys, Steve. I got a cabbie hat on, I got a Tommy gun, and I'm just sitting there waiting in a warehouse someplace.
And you're always munching on a salami sandwich.
Yeah, I'm greasy. You know, yeah. I don't look healthy.
Hey, boss.
Cigarette. Hey, boss.
You like Gary Delabate with a gun? Hey, my mother's on that train. Your mother? Well, that'll be more exciting then. He's a fucking savage.
So Batman gets in his car, puts it on autopilot, gets it right next to the train just in time. Him and Robin jump on the train. Robin separates the passenger cars from the, I don't know the terminology, Steve. I forgot. The front car, whatever, the engine.
Yeah, because
so people are cool. Gordon's family's mother, whoever was on that train, she's good. She's fine. But Batman has to save the conductor, gets him out just in time, right before the train goes off the tracks, explodes in a ball of fire. But it's Batman. This is just another day. This might as well be a Wednesday. It doesn't matter if it's Christmas.
Hey, but Joker's not going to let you rest, because right after that, you hear some blasts, and Joker lets them know it's coming from the observatory. So they head to the observatory, but they're met with a big jack-in-a-box of Joker.
Perfect. Of course he has that. Then, and I don't know how he's pulling off of these gadgets. He turned the observatory telescope into a giant tank gun, Steven. This thing's just turning Gotham into Swiss cheese.
Huge cannonballs of doom they are. Robin, he's like, look, I'm going to go in there. You set up a diversion. So Robin tries to get in there.
Pulls his dick out. Joker's like, oh my God.
Spreads his butt. And so Batman does just that. He serves as a diversion. Robin makes it in there, but he's met with a bunch of Joker robots with guns for fingers. Again, bro, this is why you're goated. I want a Joker robot with guns for
finger guns. Not even just like a pistol. These things are like machine guns.
Out of each one, each digit.
And I mean, you know, we even saw it in the Nolan movie. He can get a stack of cash as easy as can be because he's Joker and he's willing to do stuff. So I guess that tracks. He's just got all this stuff on layaway ready to go, Steve. How many of these robots with guns fingers do you want? He's like, keep them going, buddy. I'm going to need a lot of these things.
You just got them on, like, what is it, on his waiting list, or he puts them in his shopping cart.
He has an Amazon wish list. He's like, hey, Joker people, I've just got, everybody wants to give me some, donate some Joker statues with gun fingers. That'd be great.
Sets up a GoFundMe. I love it. But everything in the observatory just goes haywire and self-destructs. The observatory shoots itself. The mini Joker robots, they shooting from inside, and boom, goes the dynamite.
I mean, that's a pretty easy fix to a giant tank gun observatory size. So they do that. They save Gotham once again tonight. But Joker's like, hey, guys, Santa's sack isn't exactly empty yet. I got a couple of these Betty Bloop dolls. No trademark issues there. And he's kind of waving it around. I'm thinking, he says these robots are going to come destroy the city. I'm thinking he's got giant Betty Bloop dolls. This guy is fucking Jeff Bezos level rich. No, he's just using that to throw out a breadcrumb, Steve. And we see Batman throwing a couple logic bombs together, and he's like, figured it out. He's at Laughco Toy Factory. Duh. They get there. It's a clown building with the word laugh right on it. I mean, this is perfect Joker layer. He's not in a fucking IHOP.
And they're met this time with huge nutcrackers that kill. And then on top of that, they're like mini fighter pilot Jokers.
It's like that movie Toys with Robin Williams. He's fighting a war with toys, Steve, but these ones actually have like pew pews on them and stuff and bombs. They're dropping real bombs.
Yeah, dude. But Batman takes a bat to him. Even Robin has a little. They don't call you Batman for nothing. I like to ride your bat one day.
He just sighs heavily. Oh,
Bruce, just a minute, just Bruce. You're supposed to sit down and watch It's a Wonderful Life, Bruce. There's
God,
no one in the street.
can't we just relax one night? Fucking hamstring hurts. Anywho, so they destroy all these toys. Joker, again, 5 steps ahead. He's got all of the hostages. They're hanging from a vat of chemicals, Steve. This is villainry 101.
Oh yeah.
You know, where'd you get the chemicals? Why is there a giant vat of chemicals at a toy factory? Regardless, he's like, Batman, you can either save these people, but I got a present for you. Throws the present at him. He opens it up, Steve. He even got Batman a present. He's done all these things that, how much time and logistics did it take to figure out all these like little traps and a gift? I'm not a good husband, Steve.
Got a Spencer's present for him, man, because all it is a little one of those cream pie come out the box. Ha ha, like some what would you do?
I love that though. He destroyed a city just to give Batman a pie in the face. I love that.
Man. That's petty.
That's a villain. It's the perfect gag, Steve.
As the trio is descending into this lava, Batman saves them, and they go after Joker. Batman catches him, but it's a jacket with hands. It's like, so he keeps running, and this time he really. I love that. I think Joker, he slips and he's about to fall into the lava, but Batman saves him because he needs Joker. Joker needs Batman.
They're friends after all, Steve. You're just taking him back home. He takes him back to Arkham. And then we go back to Wayne Manor where Bruce and Tim, they take the suit off, they take a shower, and they're cuddling up next to each other watching, finally, It's a Wonderful Life. Wow, Joker enjoys that cell.
Yeah, they're about to have a wonderful night.
Yeah, Bruce is about to get topped off by fucking Tim. And then Alfred's going to come in and just watch. So.
Yeah. Joker singing carols in a straitjacket. I like how they sang the Jingle Bells Batman Smells. And I was kind of like, dude, that's copyright infringement. The Simpsons. And then that's how embedded the Simpsons are. Like, no, dude, they're singing about them. He's Joker and he's singing about Batman. Like, wow. It's not.
If you're the subject of the spoof song, I don't think you can get copyright infringement, Steve.
Exactly. But my knee-jerk reaction was like, no, the Simpsons did it. Okay. They totally. That same day in 1992, Love Potion number 9 premieres. Two scientists who are hopeless with the opposite sex experiment with a substance that makes them irresistible to anyone who hears them speak. Directed by Del Lohner, starring Tate Donovan, Sandra Bullock, and Dale Midkiff. Lohner?
What'd you think, Steve?
It was decent. I feel like it's a Saturday afternoon watch. I'm trying to be kind these days to Sandra Bullock because I do think she's attractive. I always thought she was attractive. In here, they kind of like geek her up. They give her buck teeth. But knowing what we know, like, man, there's a hot chick inside that. And sure enough, like she does the love potion. She takes them buck teeth off.
I just like the concept of this. This was a library rental, Steve. This was one of those, it's free. Like you said, it's on in the afternoon. Shout out to Hans, my childhood friend from Perrysburg, who I think actually brought this movie into my life. Yeah, I remember watching this, and, it's just a goofy movie. It's a goofy premise. It's like Nutty Professor, science, goofy, whatnot. I love the drug is like this thing where it's not something that people like smell your pheromones. You have to talk for it to work. So it sets up a lot of good comedy. And also, just as a young fat kid, I really wanted to just get my hands on this because I can talk all day, Steve.
Yeah.
Gotta have him look past these fucking titties I had at the time.
Dylan Baker. I don't know if you're familiar with that name, but he's in this movie. Dylan Baker was the creepy dad from Happiness that we covered like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah. There's actually a couple people in this, and Bancroft is in this at one point.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's somebody else who's actually pretty funny.
Blake Clark, Farmer Fran. He plays a officer.
There you go. Okay, yeah, motorcycle cop. Yeah, Dylan Baker. Really hard to look at him after watching Happiness, though. You know, it's like, oh, that's the child molester.
Yeah. That
But
dude, he was actually in Spider-Man too. Like all of them. Like, well, the first Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 3 he was in.
yeah, he was who was gonna turn into the crocodile dude.
Wow.
Whatever. But yeah, Tate Donovan, forgotten celebrity. I forgot about this guy. He was like a '90s dude. You know, kind of like on the level of the dudes from Wings. He'd get bit parts, and I think he's still acting. There's a chick in this who I think she's a hooker or a trashy woman. And as a youngster, I just used to think she was hot. She kind of looks like a trashy Cyndi Lauper with some like beef on her. But there's a hilarious scene where they put the drug, looks like tar, and they put it in like a little thing and like, you know, disperse it so you get a little bit. Well, this chick near the end, like, takes a fucking glug of the sludge of the pure and goes into a wedding and just like starts coughing and speaking and is almost killed by the women who it angers when they hear a woman's voice. But then she's chased by men of the city and what I can only assume ends in like some kind of brutal sex crime caused by this drug, Steve.
Even by the cops, man. So, like, how are they going to protect the law when they're trying to wait in line?
They're hard, Steve. I mean, instantly. It just turns men into just beasts. That. But I do like the little pretty woman shit when the nerd gets to like fuck with the chick that denied him and he, you know, uses that drug and she's all over him and stuff. It's cute. It's a good sit down on the couch and fuck around for an hour and a half movie. Take an edible. Maybe get some dome. Maybe have Robin give you some dome. Whoever that is.
I didn't understand the ending. It seemed like it was very Bill Cosby-ish because like didn't the main character didn't he have to slip some into Sandra Bullock for her to leave her dude? So it's like, is that what happened?
It's something like that. I didn't watch this full movie, Steve. I'm not giving Tate Donovan that much of my time, but it goes from like being science to I think there's like a gypsy. There's other things involved in this at the end, but to be honest with you, the whole movie is kind of problematic because they are kind of drugging people with their voice. There's a portion of this movie where both nerds are just getting laid constantly because of this drug, and in a way, that's kind of a Bill Cosby situation that we're talking about, if I'm being honest. But it's fun, Steve. And there might be one woman who really was like getting that like Houston 500 treatment where she's walking away with ice on her pelvis for a couple of days.
Walking bow-legged. Also in 1992, Riddick Bowe wins the undisputed world heavyweight boxing crown with a unanimous points decision over Evander Holyfield in Las Vegas. And it's the first of their 3 meetings, Matt. We covered the sequel last week on November 6th, but this time around is actually the first time in another slugfest.
Jesus, dude. Honestly, man, it's kind of crazy to see Evander Holyfield sort of get dominated and like beat up a little bit. It's not one sided, but like once you get to like 10 and 11, I watch like clips of just like this fight and it is wild, dude. It's Rock'em Sock'em Robots with real people. Like they're not evading any punches.
It speaks on the toughness of Evander Holyfield. I don't know how many times the man's been knocked down in his career, but Riddick Bowe, who's known for being a heavy hitter, very heavy-handed hitter, and he's 6'5". Like Evander's 6'2". Like he's got a 3-inch advantage over Evander Holyfield. So you have to overcome that. And he was hitting hard, but Evander never got knocked down.
There's one where he got rocked and had to like hold up himself on the ropes, but you're right, like he didn't go down.
Yeah, man.
But it was just crazy to watch because like even in a clinch situation where, you know, I think a layperson's like that's probably the safest position. You know, you're like, this is boring. They're taking a break or whatever. there's no easy clinch in this fight. Every time they clinch up, one of them's like throwing a haymaker uppercut that connects.
Right.
And then it just leads into another like 10 punch barrage between them where they're just drilling each other in the face. There's no it's a Rocky fight and it's really entertaining to watch. It's crazy. It went to decision in 12 rounds and it's just a bunch of them beating the shit out of each other.
Straight up, man. And at the end, as Riddick Bowe, he does his post-match interview, he's going towards the locker room and he comes across Lennox Lewis, who I guess was sitting at the booth or doing some like guest commentary. And I really appreciate the calmness of Lennox Lewis because he's proven at this point that he's a tough guy. But when he's talking to Riddick Bowe is talking big, like high power to him. And he's just, I will fuck you up, mate. And he's just so calm. Like I like that. He lets the fight and the action speak for him.
He's a British person, Steve. He adds a little layer of class no matter what. I love that. I'll fuck you up, mate.
I will fuck you up, man.
I mean, Riddick Bowe was fired the fuck up. So whoever you could have talked to his mom and it probably would have sounded like crazy, but
Right.
that's funny. Well, it's appropriate though. I mean, clearly that had an impact on Riddick Bowe, but I don't think he wanted to fight Lennox Lewis, Steve. I know he didn't want to fight Lennox Lewis. He refused.
He refused, yeah, man. And he had so like he was that much of a problem to where dude forfeit. But his camp, they gave a different reason. But come on, man, you didn't want any parts of that.
That shows you how much of a legit badass Lennox Lewis. And I hate to say that because Lennox Lewis pieced up Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And when we were in college, so it is what it is. But it's tough when he's refusing to fight what can arguably be called the greatest heavyweight of all time. I mean, Lennox Lewis, for real. It's either him or Evander Holyfield, I feel like.
And shout out to Evander's mustache, man. At this point, he's still rocking it. That's another prolific mustache.
His fucking face is it's just like, he just looks tough, Steve. Riddick Bowe, he looks like a baby that can beat the shit out of you, but Evander Holyfield just looks like he's going to say something smart, give you good advice, and then just beat the living bejesus out of you. And I respect the stash.
Brick shit house, as they call it. But in 1994, Married with Children is airing season 9, episode 10, Dud Bowl. Al reunites his old high school football team to play the championship game that never was. Hilarity ensues.
As always. Later episode of Married with Children. In it, what I found out was a 3-episode window of time where I guess Fox had just recently gotten NFL rights to show games. So all of the TV of these episodes, 3 of them were just heavy football.
And heavy Fox promotion. And they start off with the Bullpen Sports Bar a couple days ago. The guys, they're holding a funeral for Skippy, one of their buddies, man. After they're doing their last words, the bartender's like, who's paying for all this?
Yeah, and Al just kind of pulls the lid up on. It's not even a fucking coffin. It's like a goddamn freight container because Skippy wasn't a small man, Steve.
Yeah, it's like the same casket they use for Yokozuna.
Yeah, it's like what they deliver elephant bones to, like to a museum in. I don't know, but to pay the bar guy, Al opens the lid and just kind of pulls the watch off of his fat dead friend's wrist. A little grossed out by it, but he throws it at the bartender, and that guy's cool with it. Yeah. Skippy's not going to miss it, Steve.
As Al gives his last words, one of his buddies comes in. He's like, dude, football game's almost over. It's like, all right, that's it. The end. Bye, Skippy.
Yeah.
Did you notice that one of his buddies is Dean Norris, the officer from Breaking Bad?
Dude, I literally have that as a note. I was like, dude, that is the guy. At first, I thought there's a lot of just bald dudes.
Yeah.
Kind of look like that, but it's definitely that guy.
Still looks like that.
Yeah, he really hasn't aged. He just got a little fucking bigger. Yeah, they turned the TV on and a lot of Fox promotion on the TV, Steve. It's the halftime show by Fox, for Fox, and in remembrance of Fox. I don't know. It's everything.
Fox Game of the Week here on Fox. As they're talking, I guess it comes to like if they go back in time, what they do. I was like, look, if I can go back in time, I'd make my own touchdown celebration. And you know what? Every guy on my team, they have their own touchdown celebration. We'll all be like prime time. I guess we'll just have to settle for being on the greatest team that's ever been assembled. And then another guy chimes in, is like, but look, y'all weren't so great.
Look, buddy, we already had one funeral here today. I like that guy just shit talking. Just where were you, Jack Franklin? Just waiting for that.
Yeah. Here's my moment.
But Jack Franklin walks up, and he was the halfback for another school called Patton High. That was actually a team who went undefeated the same year Al's Polk High team went undefeated, and they were supposed to play each other, but I guess the game got canceled because Patton High was using ringers.
Yeah.
I guess that's what Al said. I don't know.
They had a 25-year-old on team. Jack, he responded like, dude, y'all had 20 and 25-year-olds on y'all team too.
They were there honestly, they were stupid.
Al just laughs it off, and he's like, wait, isn't Patton now Jackie Onassis High? Aren't you guys called the First Ladies? Fucking pussies.
Look, there's only one way to settle this. They make that happen. That's going to be a thing. We cut back to the house, and Al, man, he's jumping with joy about how he's going to like settle the score. And the family is just like, dude, this is sad.
Yeah, this is pathetic. You're a shoe salesman. There's going to be a lot of cracked bones and torn muscles on Saturday. I like Bud's like, how are you going to pull all these people back in from you haven't seen in a while? Like, what if they have lives?
Right. These guys look up to me. And somebody's like, not really.
Well, what about Skippy? He's gone. You can't replace Skippy. And I was like, I actually thought of that already. And Jefferson just got his pants stuffed with sweatpants. He's got a little fake gun, so he's going to play center. I don't think just having the appearance of a gut makes you a good center, Steve. It's not looking good for Team Polk High.
As they're talking about their famed QB Thad, there's a ring at the door, and it's Thad.
He's probably just like I remembered him. But then they open the door, and Thad's looking a little feminine, Steve. It looks like he might have had something done because Thad's a chick. He's a lady. He's got breasts. He's got a wig. I was like, that's funny. You guys are playing a joke on me. Let me get under here. He gets under the undercarriage, and he's like, Thad, how could you?
Twig
That
and berries
chopped
are
them,
gone.
Steve. They're gone.
I mean, really, Al, you're out of pocket for lifting up the skirt anyway, but I digress.
He thought it was a joke, man. I mean, he was looking for those balls. It's like Tu Wong Fu, except Thad he made the ultimate sacrifice.
Maybe he's Thad Arena, but Jack, he pops up like, why are you showing up at my house, bro? Like, that wasn't a part of the agreement.
How do you know where, like, I mean,
Right.
You guys aren't talking regularly, but he's just rubbing it in, Steve. He's like, wait, is that Thad, the Polk IQ? You're a chick? He's like, actually, I'm not even hating it too much, but the breasts are a little much, Thad.
At first, he thought the QB was Peg, and he's like, dude, that's not Thad. Well, who is it? I don't know.
But he finally centers in on Thad. They talk, and then he's like, so Thad, you still got that arm? You had that cannon you had back in high school? And Thad's like, you tell me. And then he just drills him in the face and knocks him out. Thad still got it. He'll two-piece you.
Now it's go time, as Swizz Beats would say. I was like, nothing can stop me today.
I mean, you guys need to be doing a lot more stretching for the age you are playing football like this. In pads. This is crazy. Everybody's there in Al's family, but nobody else is there, Steve. Nobody could give a shit. It's an empty stadium. Peg Kelly show up. Peg's really not even thrilled to be there. Marcy's there. Kelly's going to cheerlead, but she can't even really remember the lines, Steve. She's going to be a terrible actress.
Peg even says, let's get to our seats before all the good ones are taken. You cut to the stands, and there's like one person sitting high up there.
They're trying to do exercises, Steve. They're just running stairs. And then Franklin shows up, and they really leaned into the First Lady's moniker because they got pink outfits on, Steve, pink jerseys.
Look like a box of good and plenty. Now it's Polk versus Onassis, and they're looking for the ref. And then Bud shows up. He's the ref, and they don't have a coin, so they flip Bud. A fake person.
Yeah, you're right. That's great. Comes up tails. Bud might have a torn something. Game on, Steve. As they're playing, the guy from Breaking Bad, they're in a huddle, and the guy's like, do you think some of these first ladies are looking a little fucking beefy? This is crazy, dude. Dude,
I don't
Morty
know.
Fishbine went from being a nerdy white dude, he looks a giant yoked black dude. How did that happen?
How's that happening? Meanwhile, the girls are watching Oprah on the portable TV. Now the game started. Al gets the kickoff. He returns the ball and he gets railroaded.
He's getting like Looney Tunes level violence perpetrated on him, Steve.
The whole team does, because what we see next is like a series of them just getting bombarded on every play, getting ran through.
Lawrence Taylor's like starting to talk shit. We'll go through who the ringers are, but I think at one point, like near the end, it's 91-zip, Steve. There's no mercy rule, I guess, in this game, but we need to call it.
Yeah, might as well at this point. And as they're huddling, Bud, he sees that someone dropped their Super Bowl ring. Got a Super Bowl ring. Somebody drop it. One of the guys like, oh yeah, that's mine, sir. I think I lost it.
They say something to Lawrence Taylor, and he's just like, shut up. It's great seeing Lawrence Taylor in his prime, though. Not Lawrence Taylor now, or even Lawrence Taylor in Waterboy. Call back to last week, you know?
Yeah,
He's on top of the world right now.
He called Al a schmuck after he asked, like, hey, number 56, you don't look like Morty Fishbine. And then he like, wait, are you Bubba Smith?
Ken Stabler?
Yeah.
Kenny Stabler?
Hacksaw Reynolds?
So everybody realizes they're going up against NFL All-Star teams at some point. So Al's like, hey, Franklin, let's cut the bullshit here. I'm challenging you to a sudden death match. And I guess they only have like a certain amount of time for the rental. He's like, we can play all day. And Jefferson's like, we only got like 12 minutes left on the rental on the field. And he's like, we can take 12 minutes, and that's all I need. I score on you one-on-one, which it's not one-on-one, so I don't know what that was about. But if I score, he's going to dance naked, I think. It's something weird.
Yeah, that's a weird bet to have. Just give me money, bro. I want to see your fucking hairy nips.
Or like lick a toilet seat. I don't want to see your fucking gross balls at a sports bar. It leads to one last play, Steve. Let's call it a Hail Mary. And Thad, he's still got the goods. He throws a dime to fucking Al, who catches it, runs, spin moves, the whole shebang. Gets it. And I mean, he's celebrating. He's already there, Steve. We think he's won the game. He spikes the ball. It kind of pulls out a little bit. And Bud's like, hey, Dad, you're on the 5 fucking yard line. You didn't score anything.
Deshaun Jackson over here.
That's tough. And then he gets dogpiled, loses. He's indented into the field, embarrassed. And then to add insult to injury, we cut to the sports bar that we were at previously. Lawrence Taylor, Kenny Stabler, they're all there. They're hanging out. Weirdly enough, though, this sports bar, it also has chicks in cages dancing, and it's not a chick in a cage dancing. It's Al in a negligee pulling it down and stripping, Steve. So he lost the bet, and I guess we got to see Al Bundy's nuts. That's what you get, and eat some potato skins.
Man, they even had our guy wearing some heels. That's messed up, man. Had him going out bad.
Lawrence Taylor was so fucked up. He was like, who is that girl?
Yeah.
She looking good.
In 1998, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer premieres. The murderous fisherman with a hook is back to once again stalk the 2 surviving teens, Julie and Ray, who had left him for dead, as well as cause even more murder and mayhem, this time at a posh island resort. Directed by Danny Cannon, starring Jennifer Love Hewitt, Freddie Prinze Jr., Brandy, Mekhi Phifer, Muse Watson, Bill Cobb, Matthew Settle, and Jackety Blackety.
Chilligan's Island, Steve. That's what happens. I wasn't clamoring for this in the 90s. I didn't like the original. It was a Scream ripoff. It's coming in that line of horror movies. This one, here's the good things. Let's talk about the positives of I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. We get Mekhi Phifer. Love that. We get Brandy. Looking hot. Love that. We get J. Love Hewitt's dump truck ass. And I absolutely love that.
Brown chicken ass.
The director who really just wants to light cleavage in the most beautiful way. And he does that. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, we get Jack Black as a dread having pothead who dies in the most Jack Black way possible. And it's everything that I wanted out of that. So those are the positives, Steve.
Jackety blackety. Blackety.
The way he gets killed is so great.
He's Jackie. He's Blackie.
I love 90s podheads though. Sup, bruh? You want to toke on some nar? But also, I will give this movie credit. If you know horror movies, especially from the 90s, there's a couple people in this that are like horror movie actor legends. There's a guy from a movie called Reanimator who plays like the resort manager. I don't know. He's a weird looking white dude. And then the black dude who knows voodoo. I don't know his name, but he's been in a bunch of horror movies too.
Bill Cobb, the old guy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He's from Cleveland, and he I always recognize him as the guy who killed Nino Brown in the end of New Jack City.
See, another legend. So you get that. You get all that. Story makes no fucking sense to me, Steve. They just depend on hearing a line that says, "Oh, what you saw in the last movie actually didn't happen." So it's this guy's alive.
So this is like a non sequitur in a way. I don't know, man, but I like when I first saw Mekhi Phifer and Brandy, my first knee jerk reaction is like, "Oh my god, my
They're
poor
dead.
brother and sister! I know it's gonna happen at some point. Oh, you need to save them. Come on, New Jersey Drive. Paid in Full was a classic. Don't do Mekhi like that, man." But the way he goes out.
Oh,
Wasn't there a Mortal Kombat character who didn't he have like a hook and he like slams you? Da, 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 da.
probably. It does look like there's a lot of Mortal Kombat-esque fatalities in this. The guy who's Prince's fisherman buddy that gets his jaw ripped off, that shit's insane. That was crazy.
That's the one I was thinking of because he basically like hooks him out of the car and like yanks and yeah, man.
Yeah, good kill. You know, it's one of those movies. It's fun to watch. I was watching it last night with my wife, and we were just making fun of it. So if you're going in with a mood like that, you know, it's fun. It's a dumb horror movie from the 90s. But again, if you're in the market for some really well lit cleavage and just some obligatory just women taking their clothes off shots, this movie's a slam dunk in that regard. And they're in like where do they go? The Bahamas?
Yeah, I believe so.
I love the fact that these people are so dumb that the way that the killer got them to go to the Bahamas for this plan was just to call them and put on a radio voice and go, "Hey, you just want a trip to the Bahamas." Like they didn't check to see if there was a radio station, and then they get there and they're like, "Wait, the question that we answered and won the thing on was wrong." Ah, shit.
Damn. Here comes the fisherman.
Ah, shit.
And Brandy makes it. I was surprised. You're like, yes, a black can make it in the 90s.
I mean, Mekhi made it. He actually made it way further into the movie than I thought.
He
But
exceeded
he had,
expectations.
you got to have a black sacrifice at one point in these movies, Steve. It's usually the first person. Mekhi made it deep in,
past the halfway mark. But yeah, I appreciate the titties. Thank you, Danny Cannon. But also in 1998, Meet Joe Black premieres. Death, who takes the form of a young man killed in an accident, asks a media mogul to act as his guide to teach him about life on Earth. And in the process, he falls in love with the mogul's daughter. Directed by Martin Brest, starring Brad Pitt, Anthony Hopkins, Claire Forlani, Jake Weber, Marcia Gay Harden, and Jeffrey Tambor. Hank Kingsley?
Breast. Steve, this is a 3-hour movie where death tries to get laid. And I only wanted to talk about this, one, because it's such a dumb fucking premise. Two, if I was put in a position where death came to me and it's Brad Pitt, I'd be like, God damn it. I don't even get to feel good about myself when I'm dying. I gotta look at this fucking heartthrob dude. I hate this. But for anyone watching this movie, I mean, eventually Brad Pitt's steely blue eyes are going to hypnotize you, and you're going to think this is a good movie because it's got Anthony Hopkins in it, Steve. There's good actors in it.
Yeah, man. Two movies that came out November 13th with this man,
Motherfuckers
Dracula.
getting paid.
Yeah, the 13th was very kind to Mr. Hopkins. And
But there's a scene at the end. There at one point in this movie, Steve, Death's walking around in Brad Pitt's body because he found a dead body that was hot. So he's walking around. He's basically stalking the daughter of Anthony Hopkins, who is actually TS's girlfriend in Mallrats. I forget what the chick's name is. And Claire Forlani, that's her name. 90s white chick, hottie. And he's in a hospital because this chick's a nurse. So as he's standing there, this Jamaican woman comes in and she recognizes that Brad Pitt's death. And she starts speaking like Jamaican. And as like they're dealing with that, Brad Pitt's staring at her, and then he's deaf, Steve. He can become anything. He looks at this Jamaican woman and he's like, everything's gonna be Irie. And that's part of this. It's like that movie where Sean Connery was with the black and he's like, you're the man now, dog. It's so cringy, Steve. And he has like a full on conversation in like that patois accent with this woman to like comfort her in death. But I was like, the balls on this.
yeah,
If you're gonna be Irie, come on.
yeah. I was going to watch it, then I realized it was 3 hours, and then with all that you just said, I'll never watch it.
No, I think it was actually a double VHS, Steve. That was one of the few double VHS. That and Titanic, I think.
And Malcolm X.
Yeah,
But
well, okay, there you go.
and I never cared for Titanic really either.
That's crazy. It's a good movie, Steve. It's a good one. All right, it's got Billy Zane in it. Give some fucking respect to the Zane train. Get on it or get off.
3 hours though, man. You know, they sink. People died. She survived. She's old. She got the ring. She's got.
And it's got Bill Paxton in it, Steve. It's got Bill Paxton. It's got Billy Zane. That's right there.
It's a double bill. Yeah, shout out to both of them. And but back to Meet Joe Black. I'll never watch it. I don't know if you got any more for it, but
no, that's it. I mean, just go for the Jamaican accent and then leave as soon as you see that. And maybe just find it on YouTube and then save yourself 2 hours and 59 minutes of just being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Dinner with Death, Steve. They should have called it that.
Well, I'll avoid it at all costs. But that following year, 1999, Lennox Lewis defeats Evander Holyfield in 12 rounds by unanimous decision to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. November 13th wasn't kind to Evander.
Yeah, it was great for Anthony Hopkins. Evander Holyfield does not want to exist. He just wants to go to sleep this day and just forget what happened because he's got the shit kicked out of him, Steve. He might not even remember it, to be honest with you. The Riddick Bowe one, I would be surprised if he has no idea what we're talking about. This one, this was a surprise. This was at the height of Evander Holyfield in the heavyweight. Because wasn't he like a welterweight too, right? He was like kind of he gained weight to go up, right?
I don't remember.
I think so.
I do know this is another sequel. I don't know if this was a trilogy, but this is actually the second time they fought. The first time was in 98, and it came down to a draw, I believe, where a lot of people, popular opinion was that Lennox, he won it cleanly, they thought, because he was giving some haymakers, some hard blows to Evander. But this time around, they felt like it was kind of like how they gave Al Pacino an Oscar for Son of a Woman, where they could have gave it to him for Godfather and Serpico and all that. This time around, they gave it to Lennox, even though Evander got better in this match. Man, he was giving some hard rights, some nice jabs, man. He was doing some counter punches. He came prepared, and they thought Evander would come out winning this one, man. But, they gave it to Lennox. They felt like it was predetermined.
I do remember that sentiment, but at the end of the day, it's like this guy ended up being heavyweight champion for like a solid how long did he stay champion? This guy would beat the shit out of a bunch of legends.
Well, I think this time around it was only 6 months. He won 2 belts, and then he refused to fight somebody. They wanted him to fight Ruiz, and he's like, "No,
I
man."
remember that. Hell yeah, I do remember that. But
So
still, Lennox Lewis, and also will come with you with the energy of an Englishman who's like, "I'll fuck you up, mate." I love
yeah,
that
yeah.
because it almost made you're like, "There's no fucking way. There's nobody with that voice that's gonna be tough." And then you just get fucking pieced the fuck up. You wake up in a hospital, I guess.
And the man is 6'5" as well, so you can't coach height.
And he's also from Jamaica, so he probably also hates that scene from Meet Joe Black where
It-
yeah, but shut, dude. Somebody, like I said, there's a couple people in boxing who I couldn't like overcome my hatred of because they beat somebody that I loved handily,
right.
and he's one of those people. But all ultimate respect to Lennox Lewis, dude. The guy's a
Right.
legend.
Both of these guys are those people because I felt a certain way about Evander for a while. During his mustache early 90 day, like, yeah, Evander. Then the game, Real Deal Holyfield, that
Dude,
goes super hard.
hell yeah, that game. Damn, I forgot about that. I'd love to play that because everyone
I would
gives
love to play
fucking
that.
flowers to Mike Tyson's Punch Out, but Evander Holyfield, Real Deal Boxing, hell
Dude,
yeah.
one of the first games that you can do my player with.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty like advanced for its day. They tried to give Evander Holyfield a good video game. Shout out. I need to get that,
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah, Sega, they really went the extra mile with that one, man. But two legends, like they both beat Tyson, but like you said, man, you can't overlook their greatness. Any callbacks, honorable mentions, or
I just want to give a straight callback to Dracula, and I forgot to mention that near the end of the movie, we see Winona Ryder having sex with Dracula, and she's having sex with like a werewolf. Or he's like got a lot of forms, but there's like a bestiality esque scene in it where I was just like, how far did they take this movie?
yeah,
They weren't like they really leaned into the creature feature aspect of it in that, and I dig that, dude. And I feel terrible that for shit. When did that movie come out? 90. I've been
got
saying that movie sucked for a good 30 years, Steve.
92.
It's been about 30 years of me going, fuck that movie and fuck Bram Stoker. And I got to just walk that back. So apologies to everybody involved.
You know what, your words have weight. Like when it comes to movies that I haven't seen, like a lot of times I take your word, like because I hadn't seen this before, this
I
week,
was wrong,
and
Steve.
I
As
remember you
a
saying
human
it.
being and as an adult, I can fully admit it. I could say when I'm wrong most
Yeah,
of the time. To you, I
like,
can say when I'm wrong. To my wife, that's not happening.
well,
But
that's a
sorry,
whole
Bram
nother.
Stoker, Gary Oldman, and Francis Ford Coppola. You're all legends, and I should have respected that. And as a child, I couldn't understand. So
Like when it comes to Dracula, I appreciated those titties too. Like you can't overlook that. Those titties, even though they were attached to some evil like Wolverine ass vampire bitches, them titties was tittying.
and shot well, Steve. Shot tastefully, just like in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. There's some people in the '90s who really knew how to shoot cleavage and tits, and you got to respect the art for them.
Yeah, I really do. And I also want to call out Simpsons. They're airing the episode Lisa on Ice. And this is the episode where Ralph is like, me fell English? That's impossible.
Super Nintendo Chalmers.
Yeah. And Jamie Foxx is airing A Star Is Almost Born. That has a fake person in it too. There's like a movie being shot at their hotel, and the main star of this movie is the guy who played E Honda in the Street Fighter movie. And so by
Oh
the
hell yeah,
end,
dude!
yeah, Jamie's supposed to be an extra, but he's like using all these opportunities to like pop out and have lines. But like at the end, he ends up beating the E Honda guy's ass, and he like throws him around, and it's so obvious because the E Honda guy's a big dude. So when they cut back to him, the guy he throws, like, dude, he's like way thinner and shit. I love
I
those,
love
man.
that. There needs to
And
be a movie for Steve where every action scene is just with fake bodies. It's like a dramatic cut to somebody, some kind of fake body, every cut, and that's
I
your
want us to
movie,
make a
Steve.
video of this, man. The next time we link up, I want us to like add all of these elements that we find hilarious and just put them all in like a 2-3 minute You know what
I
I mean?
love that. Let's
Hell
do
yeah.
it.
And then in Living Single, I appreciate the title. They're airing 3 Men and a Buckeye because Overton, he's like the Buckeye fan. He's from Cleveland. He's a Browns fan, Buckeye fan. So he goes on a trip to go see Buckeyes play that team up north. They're going to the Shoe. And once they get to the Shoe, Overton meets his uncle, played by John Witherspoon, man. So it was a pretty good episode. There's a team up north guy in the cast, and so by the time they get to the game, he's like, they make him he's like not wearing a shirt and he's cold for whatever reason. I can't remember why he took off his shirt, but nobody offers him a coat because he's a damn stayed up north fan.
They
But
shouldn't.
anyway, yeah, they shouldn't. But please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister that there's no I in team, but there's an I in Zeering. Wink, wink. Check out Food Show Fanatics as well as Crushgasm every Wednesday. Our guy Clark the Shark on Podcastle and Wrestling with Ronzilla on TikTok. This is Steve G and Matt G with
Happened in the 90s.
Matt was the fat kid, Steve was the black kid. Life wasn't always great, but you know what was? The 90s. Happened in the 90s. Yeah!
Hated it.